Let's try and execute this. Fourth example. Let's enter a number there as say initially 10 and then say 12. So over here is num1, that is 10 more than 12? No, so false. Is 10 less than 12? Yes, true. Is 10 more than equal to 12? No. Is 10 less than equal to num2? True. Are both equal? No, false. But is num1 not equal to num2? That is true, because 10 is not equal to 12. So here you are getting the value as true. So all these are known as your comparison operators, which will either give you the value true or false when you try to execute them. Now, similarly, we will work on arithmetic assignment operators. Okay, another set of operators which we have. So let's create a new Python file. Let's give a name as fifth.py. Now here you have the operator. First is equal to, which we have till now used, known as an assignment operator. Similar to this, you have plus is equal to, you have minus is equal to, multiply is equal to, divide is equal to, and also you can have the exponential is equal to. Okay, but that is not used as such. So basically we will try out all these operators now. So let's give here some values. Instead of accepting the value from the user, let's give a value of int x as say 10 and int y is equal to, we say int x plus 5. So how much this should become? I'm putting it in a comment format just for your reference. So int y will basically become 15. Then we say int y plus is equal to 5. So this sentence can be made it in a shorter form like this, saying int y plus is equal to 5 is equal to int y plus 5. So here we can say the value of this would become 20. Then we try to print the value of int y here. It will print 20 here. If you want, we can just print int y is equal to print the value of int y. Let's try and execute. It prints 20. Okay. Now once we have done this, let us move on with minus is equal to 5. And now let's try to print the value of int y again. It should print how much? 15. Let's see. Yes, correct. Because it has done int y is equal to int y minus 5. So 20 minus 5 became 15. Now we will say int y multiply is equal to 5. And again we will print the value of int y. Let's execute. Now it is 75 because it is 15 into 5. Okay. Now, similarly, you can also work with the precedence of operators. Okay. For example, if here we have used something like, or rather we can say we use here another variable and we say that is equal to say 10 plus 5 multiplied by 2. Now, according to the BODMAS rule over here, first it will find for division, there is no division. It will find multiplication, it is. So it is 5 into 2. So it will first make the value of multiplication, that is it will make 10 multiplied by 10. So the value should be becoming 20. So if you try to print the value of upper 1 over here, you should get the value as 20. Okay, similarly, let's try and create another in the same one. We put plus 5, we put multiply by 2 raised to 2. Okay, so over here, the first thing that will happen is 2 to the power of 2. This will execute first. Not the division nor the multiplication. First, the power of operator would be there. This will give you the value of 4. Then you will have the value that is 5 multiplied by 4, which would be 20. And then it will be 20 plus 10, which would be 30. So if we try to print this value, let's execute this, you should get the value as 30. Because first power of executes, then that value multiplied by 5, and then that value plus 10. That is how it executes in the backend. Now, what if we try to put the same thing, 10 plus 5 multiplied by 2 power of 2. But here we try to put like this. Will there be any change? Let's try out. We will give a print command. We will give upper 1. Let's see the last output. it comes to 60. Why? Because first it will make 10 plus 5. So what is the value of 10 plus 5 here? It will make 15 multiplied by 2 raised to 2. Then again it will go as per 2 raised to 2. So it will be like 15 multiplied by 4, which will be equivalent to 60. Hence the value you are getting here as 60. So I hope this much is very much clear. Okay. Various kind of operators, how the operator precedence work, how you can change the operator precedence by putting there a bracket. So whichever thing you want to execute first, put there a bracket. Suppose you want to execute 5 multiplied by 2 first, keep a bracket for that. Again, the value would change now, because now it will first make 5 into 2, then that raised to the power of 2, and then the value would be added to 10. So now again, the output would be different. So it depends on you, how do you make to change the operator precedence. Okay, what do you want to execute it first? If you don't give any brackets, by default, if you have a power of operator used, first that would be executed, and then as per the division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. So let's move on with the next example over here, and we will take here, say, 6th.py. Now let's work with some mathematical functions. Like we have a string functions wherein we have length function, we have upper, we have lower, capitalized, we have used title, we have used casefold. Similarly, we have different kind of math functions. Okay, but you use those, you will have to use import and math. Now this is an inbuilt library in Python, which you can import, and then this library contains all your mathematical functions which you can use in your codes. Okay. So once we have imported this, we have just defined one variable with some value, say 4.678, and we are using here the round function. So we are putting here, say, round the value of d1. Now d1 is what? 4.678. I'm using here a round function. We basically round it off. So I should get here a value that is equivalent to 5, because an upper value would be rounded off. So if I try to execute the 6th program, see, the value I'm getting is 5. Similarly, we have another function that is an ABS function. I'm putting here the variable name. ABS basically will give me an absolute value. It will not give me an over value. So if I try to execute this, let's say, see, I'm getting the same value, absolute, as it is. No changes in the particular given value. But what if you have here a negative value? So for that, you will get a positive value, because this will round it off. It will make it -5, but this, it will make it positive 4.678. Okay, so a positive value would be given, but it will not do any rounding of anything into your absolute function. The next thing we will try and make here, use it, your ceil function. So you have basically math.ceil. Now here you will have to use the math namespace, and we can put here also the value. That's also fine, say 4.566. Let's try and execute this. You get the value as 5 there. Once we have this particular math.ceil used, it is converting it to an upper value for the decimal cases. Okay, so we are getting here 4.566. Instead of that, we are getting the value as 5 as the rounded off value. But if you use there another function, that is math.floor, and again here you pass same values. You try to execute this, you get the lower value of it. Again, it would be converted, but a lower value would be printed and shown to you. Then you have another, that is a pi, which is math.pi. We all know the value of pi, that is 3.14. So the same value would be returned if you use math.pi, but an absolute complete value of pi would be written there. Similar to this, you have their math.tan functions. You want to find out the tangent of a particular value, or you want to find out math.cos, so the cosine of a particular value, or you want to find out math.sin. Will give you the sine of a particular value. These all are your mathematical functions. Okay, similarly, you can use all of these functions in Python also wherever you require. But just the thing is, you will have to import the math namespace there, and then you will have to complete your mathematical functions, using of mathematical functions, right? So I hope these functions are very much clear. There are many more functions in this, but the majorly used functions is what we have covered in this particular session. So now let's go for the assignments, okay, because you can see the reference files also have been uploaded. So you can just have a look there. Say assignment1.py. I'm putting it in the comment format. You want to write a program in Python, get a string from a given string where, say, all the occurrence of its character have been changed to $, except the first character itself. Okay, if you're finding it difficult to understand, I am just explaining it to you. For example, say you have an example word entered as a string. Now in this example, what is the starting character? E. You want to replace E over here, which is repeated twice. E is repeated twice. So you want to replace the second character with $. So your string has to come as like this. First occurrence of the character, wherever that occurrence is there on the second side, you have to replace it with a $sign. So if you're entering the value in a string as example, the output should be like this. So we have worked on this. We have seen how to use the replace functions and all. Try and execute this. Let's create another assignment. Assignment2.py. Now over here, write a program to get a single string, okay, from say 2 given strings. Now in that you will have to separate it by a space. So you will have to basically separate the strings, get 2 words there. And in that you will have to do swapping, swap the of each string. Again, if you are confused, suppose in the first variable I enter the name as John. In the second variable I enter the name as Mission. Okay, it should be printed as I have to basically transfer the first 2 characters of the first string on second string and the first 2 characters of the second string on the first string. So it should be printed as like this. So you have to swap the values and initialize the characters there of the first string to second, second to first. Okay, and then print the value also back to the program. This was a second assignment. And now one more, because now it's second session, so we can work on more assignments and you all are getting ready for your Python course. Write a program to calculate the area of a regular polygon. So you'll have to get there the formula for polygon. You will have to use some tangent functions maybe. I'm just giving you some hint.